Alright, what's up, guys? So, I got a video request from DB and wants me to talk about how to deal with bullies the best way possible, as they are everywhere, starting from family to school to workplaces. They are present even online these days. Yeah, the cyberbullying. I'll say I was bullied and I was a bully. Like, I was a bully in school, and I wanted to do it because I wanted to fit in with people. I wanted this certain status in high school, and because these people that had this status got all the girls, they were into sports, and I was into those things too, and I wanted to be part of them, I wanted to be part of the popular group. But you know what? Like, me being a bully to certain people wasn't good, because it was just me being a douchebag. It's just me putting these people down that I bullied, and it wasn't right, and I regret it, And the reason why I'm talking about like myself here is because a lot of people tend to be bullies because they want to fit in, they want to show off, they want to impress others, and they bully because they think that they're better than this person when they are not, And I guess I'll answer like your question. Like, how do you avoid these people, I guess like in school, I guess it's hard because say if you're in high school, for example, you go there 5 days a week, and you see these people all the time, right? So I know when I was in high school, I was bullied horrendously also, and it was very hard to avoid them when I wanted to fit in, right? But what happens if you're that type of person that doesn't even want to fit in? You're just bullied, I guess the best way is to try to remove yourself from those people that are bullying you, Maybe if you're in school, maybe try to walk different parts of the hallways, so you don't have to see them bullies, right? Or maybe just snitch. Just fucking snitch on these bullies in school, Who cares about, like, people saying, like, oh, you should never snitch, you should never do that, But when you're getting bullied horrendously and all that shit, just fucking tell, And obviously, it's not always gonna work. These people are gonna still bully, possibly, but nothing wrong with that, I guess with family, cut them off, Like, you save enough money, try to move out of there. I think that's the best way to not deal with family that are bullies, And work, I guess, try to find a different job. That's not easy, though. And obviously, it's the same thing with family. It's not easy to move out, especially with the economy and cost of living, I guess you try your best to avoid them and try to get out of these jobs that you worked at that bullied you, or try to get away from your family, right? So I think that's the best way. But what happens if you what happens if you can't move out of your parents' house? Or what happens if you can't quit your job and find a different job, I guess at work, if you're dealing with bullying in there, I guess you try your best to ignore them and try to do your own thing. But if it bothers you too much, you don't want that shit to suppress, right? Don't want to hold that in all the time. I guess try to stand up for yourselves and tell them, I don't like you acting passive aggressive with me, for example, or I don't like you saying these insults to me, or I don't like you joking like that because I don't consider that a joke, you know? And if they don't seem to listen, they keep doing it, then talk to HR. See if HR will help. If HR doesn't do nothing, then find a different job, you know? That's what I think with that one. I'll say, like the family situation, it's not easy. Like I said before, like the economy, the cost of living, and then you gotta risk for probably living with roommates if you don't have a girlfriend or boyfriend or something. I guess you try your best to save as much money as possible until you reach that goal that you want and you can move out, you know? But like I said before, what happens if you like can't move out of your parents' house? Like how I said, not said, how I talked about how you can't leave your job, you know? I guess you try to not be at the house that much. You try to stay away from the house. Try to do your copes, like your hobbies, you know, whatever it is. Like go walk in nature, or go to the gym if you're into that, or play a sport like basketball, or say like play football with your friends or something, or go for a bike ride, you know, or hit the bag or hit the mitts with somebody. Maybe go to the bar, you know? Go to the bar if you're able to do that and chill over there, you know? Or say stay at a friend's house, stay at your girlfriend or boyfriend's house, you know? Or like just like basically what I'm saying is try to stay away from the house, you know? So you don't have to deal with those parents, or you don't have to deal with the siblings of yours that are bullying you, you know? Don't be around the house that much. And I guess with online bullying, that's another one with cyberbullying there. That's getting worse. People have no filter. People feel like they can say whatever they want to somebody, you know? But they won't be doing that in real life because they'll get scared and they'll get in a lot of trouble and some consequences can happen. Like, yeah, I mean, I know some people are not like for free speech and stuff like that, but I am. And people can say these harsh things, but thing is, like, if a person's taking it in, that person's gonna give you some consequences. That person's gonna come out with fire, you know, come out with its mouth or come out with its fist, or, you know, like these people don't know what they're saying, you know. And that's the same thing with online. People are just disrespectful. People love to troll others and try to see them react, see them try to flip out and act violent or belligerent or something. Really, they instigate it, you know? That's the same thing besides online, you know? It happens in real life. People like to gaslight. People like to push your buttons, and they wanna piss you off, you know? And it's not easy to be stoic. It's not easy to have that emotional intelligence. And I'm like that myself. I'm not the most emotionally intelligent. I'm not the best with regulating my emotions, you know? And yeah, people are just disrespectful online, to be honest with you. They like to poke fun at people all the time. And it's just pathetic. And people don't want to have fun, like playing a video game online, for example. They want to just be judgmental and shallow, and they just want to do that and make someone upset than actually trying to understand the person, or trying to like agree to disagree with the person, right? Because online there's people that debate all the time on there, and people tend to get hostile. People get to the point where they say insults and then they attack you personally and they try to offend you, and that's just cyberbullying right there, right? Because someone can't agree or disagree, now the person's trying to attack you. And when the person that's getting attacked is receiving that, doesn't have the best mental health, is going through things in its life, right? It's gonna take that in, and that's gonna make them feel worse, And people don't get that online. People have lives, and people are going through a lot of things, and people just don't care. They have no filter. They just spit out their tongue all the time. And when that happens, uh, people tend to exit, These bullies online that do this all the time, they exit, and that's not right. That's the same thing in real life too, like in school or even family pushes it, People don't realize that at all. It's just, people are something else. People like to tease people. People do this because they think they're better than you. People do this because they're trying to fit in and all this crap, It's just pathetic to me. But how do you stay away from people online, though? That's the question. How do you do that? I guess if it's getting bad and like say like it's a Discord server, it's getting bad and you like talking about this certain topic, like say if it's a server of like gaming, maybe find another gaming server and hope that it's not toxic, it's not no bullies on there. Sometimes it's best to get away from like online communities. It's not easy because say you like this community or something, but you can't handle it because of the bullies. They're trolls. They don't give a shit about somebody in there. It's best to get away from them. Best to go online and look up things that you're into, like sports or food, or you wanna say book a vacation, in the future. Like I know that's random as shit, but like that's better than being stuck on an online community and it's toxic, If it gets so bad, you keep putting yourself in those positions, right, where there's just bullies everywhere online. I guess maybe it's best to not use the internet as much. Maybe cut back on it, because there's dickheads on there. There's people that don't give a shit at all. Or if you like certain things online, like YouTube, like there's certain things that are toxic, just avoid those channels, Maybe find channels that talk about similar things, watch them, that aren't toxic and bullies. Maybe just watch videos on YouTube that you're interested in more, and that makes you feel better, because when you get cyberbullied, your mental health gets worse. You start getting anxiety, you start getting depression, you start feeling like ideations all the time. You start getting intrusive thoughts because these people piss you off, and you start feeling like crazy, It's the same thing with like people bullying in school. They give you mental health problems. And no wonder there's kids that come out of school and they feel worse in adulthood, because your childhood, your teenage years, like you had a bad experience can affect your adulthood, You can be in and out of mental hospitals, or you have a hard time keeping a job, or you just have a hard time keeping relationships or creating new ones, because of those bullies in the past in school. And there's ones that take psych meds. There's ones that do self-destructive behavior, and they take substance abuse because they're escaping from the bullies from school, or basically family too, right? And that's just messed up. That's why bullying's so bad. It just gives people problems when they get older, And it's even worse when you have abusive parents that bully. It's just straight up verbal abuse. It's straight up psychological abuse. Like, they're gaslighters. They tend to be passive aggressive with you. They scream and yell all the time. They give you harsh criticism all the time. They tend to blame you for everything all the time. It's gonna make you feel insecure. It's gonna lower your self-esteem. It's gonna make you feel like you're not good enough for stuff, and you lose your curiosity because of these bullies. It's not easy to stand up to a bully. I'll tell you this. I'm not good at that either, and it's terrible. People just do this because, like, they have nothing else to do, and they just want to be part of something, They want to belong somewhere. That's why people bully, and they want to get this status and all that crap. I guess this is a rambling video, but yeah, I guess the answer to your question is to avoid them. I think avoiding these bullies is the best thing you can do. If you can't avoid them right away, try to distract yourself, cope. Do things that make you feel better, like your hobbies or your interests, Try to be alone as much as possible, solitude. If you're feeling bullied, talk about it with somebody that you trust, someone that tries to understand you and tries to listen to you instead of being condescending to you when you're talking about you being bullied, or a person that's not listening, or someone that's being vague, or you want someone that cares, that wants to listen to you and tries to help you when you're getting bullied, Trying to figure out what else. And I guess there's people that are bullies and they grow out of it, Maybe they act that way here and there, but they grow out of it being like that constantly, Or maybe people bullied someone and this person became the bully, because they want revenge, what I mean? It's just so messed up, this bullying shit. I'll catch you guys later.